My name is Joseph Nelson, and I'm an economics major at the George Washington University in Washington, D.C. And this is a video essay on the 2016 FITE topic, Tourism and Sustainability, the Future We Want. Tourism is often viewed as a double-edged sword that generates economic wealth in the short term while destroying natural and cultural wealth in the long term. As such, discussions of tourism often place the values of economic growth on one hand and environmental sustainability on the other in opposition. In this speech, I will argue that this is a false choice and that the future we want is one in which sustainable tourism minimizes the damage caused by tourism to natural resources and is harnessed as a means to promote societal sustainability writ large. Consider the example of one of the world's most beautiful and diverse natural treasures, coral reefs. Every year, thousands of tourists enjoy these unique natural treasures. Tragically, this tourism has and will continue to pose a threat to coral reefs, and it has already damaged some reefs to irreversible fashion as a result of unregulated diving, pollution, and excess traffic. But it's important to remember that traditional economic activities also pose a threat to coral reefs. Blast fishing or dynamic fishing, for instance, though illegal, is still practiced and sometimes extensively, and it is incredibly harmful to these coral reefs. Indeed, researchers say that such a practice is one of the biggest threats to the coral ecosystem, maybe even more harmful than global warming. When considering the big picture and realizing the natural treasures or natural threats that face not only from tourism, but from a host of other sources, it is easy to see how the economic incentives that drive states to promote tourism might play a role in promoting global sustainability. First, it is in a state's long-term interest to pass laws and support initiatives that promote sustainable tourism. Although such laws might cost tourism industries money in the short term, in the long term, such industries will not survive if their activities destroy the very natural and cultural treasures that are the reason tourists seek their services in the first place. Second, some might respond that tourism can never be perfectly sustainable, and they are probably correct. But this does not mean no tourism is better than sustainable tourism. Consider the economic example of blast fishing in coral reefs. Without tourism, the economic value of coral reefs to communities is substantially less. As such, there would be significantly fewer incentives for local communities to regulate what eco-researchers consider to be the greatest threat to coral reefs, that is blast fishing. In other words, local communities are far more likely to protect natural resources such as coral reefs from harmful practices like blast fishing if they view those resources as having economic value in the form of attracting and supporting lucrative tourist industries. Sustainable tourism thus strikes the best balance between preserving natural resources and increasing the odds that such resources will be valued and protected by local communities. For these reasons, promoting sustainable tourism is important to global sustainability, not only because tourism is an industry with the potential to harm natural and cultural resources absent regulation, but also because tourism is a means by which communities can be motivated to adopt sustainable practices in industries other than tourism. What future do we want? We want a future in which sustainable practices minimize the environmental damage caused by tourism and serve as economic justification for the broad societal efforts required to protect natural and cultural resources from threats extending far beyond tourism. Thank you.